Hey everyone, CJ here with the Tactical School. Today we're going to be installing some flashlights, or a flashlight rather, onto this 300 blackout pistol. This does have a 12.5-inch barrel on it, as well as a pistol buffer tube and the SIG SB15 arm brace, making it a pistol, not a short-barreled rifle. The flashlights that we're going to be installing today is the TerraLUX TT-2. I do have a remote pressure switch to go with it, and then I also have a Magpul rail light mount. There's about 1 million different ways that you can install a flashlight onto a rifle. It's commonly accepted though that there's only really one good way. And what I mean by that is you need to mount your flashlight as far forward as possible. So you need to be mounting it right on up in here. And the reason being is when you have your flashlight, you need to get around your muzzle, or you need to try to get around your muzzle. If you have your flashlight right back here, then you're going to get a lot of shadow on either side, and people think that's really cool to have 2 flashlights on their gun, or 3 flashlights on their gun because they want one on the bottom too. And really you're just adding weight at that point in time, and things aren't working in your favor as a shooter. This is a 300 blackout pistol. This isn't my firearm. The guy that owns this, he's using this as a truck gun as well as a home defense platform. So that's why he decided to get himself a flashlight. So today we're going to be installing everything for him. On here we have a PWS 12.5-inch upper with the key mod rail, as well as key mod rail sections, and that's this guy right here. The key modular format is becoming more and more popular all throughout the shooting world. They're making extensive accessories that will mount directly in to the rail section, but for more generic things, for more unique things I should say, you will have to use one of your Picatinny attachments, which is what we're going to be doing today. So the first thing that we're going to do is, well, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. First thing that we're going to do is open up our Magpul rail light mount. Comes in that nice shiny little box right there for you. And this is what that guy looks like. They come in a couple of different colors, I do believe. This one's black because it's going to go along with the rest of the color scheme of the firearm. It is Cerakoted in a burnt bronze with black accents. I can do a full review on this here at the end of this video if you'd like. So the first thing that the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up our flashlight. Got our little flashlight. I don't have batteries in it right now. This is really more or less where to install a flashlight, not the TerraLUX TT-2 review. So that's what that guy's going to be looking like. With a lot of flashlights, with a lot of accessories, you want to try to assemble them before you actually put them on your gun. You can actually head on over to my PWS SBR playlist and find out all about that. There's a couple optics out there that you actually have to install first onto their mounts. So in order to install the flashlight onto your Magpul rail light mount, you're going to have to take the back off, and then you can just slide it on in there. See how that's all done. And then you're going to take your Allen screw, the right kind of Allen head, and seat it in there properly. I'm not using any kind of Loctite with this whatsoever. And the reason being is because if he decides to go out and get himself a different kind of flashlight, if this one breaks, I don't think it will, but if it does. This is really the only light mount that was going to fix this, or fit this flashlight when he picked it up. So that's what he's going to end up getting. And all I'm doing here is just tightening up those screws. And voila! There you go. I have put the flashlight into the mount. So now what's left to do is to actually put the mount onto the platform itself, the rifle or pistol in this case. Once again, this is a pistol. It is not submitted for a tax stamp. That's debatable whether he will be doing so or not. So all you have to do is just use a standard flathead screwdriver, take out both of the screws on the mount. And there's just really only one way to do this. You can get yourself a left or right-handed mount. I didn't really know the difference between the two. Still can't tell the difference. But all this does is it's going to float onto the rail. Alright, so now that we've managed to slide the mount on there, we're just going to replace the screws. Come back with our screwdriver. And just screw everything on in. Not tight at first. All we're trying to do is just thread the screws in. Then we can go back and tighten them down. In no way am I being compensated by Jack Daniels. I just thought it was a funny backdrop. I never condone drinking and shooting. In fact, if you're drinking, you probably shouldn't be doing a whole lot of anything else. Your little PSA brought to you by the Tactical School here. Alrighty, so there's your flashlight. The next thing that we're going to do is be installing our TPS1, which is going to be for use on the TerraLUX TT-1, TT-2, and TT-3. And look at that, we have ourselves a TerraLUX TT-2. Easy for you to say, right? So this guy just screws into the back of the flashlight. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Try and get the switch out of the way. I guess I could have installed that before I put that on the mount, but I didn't. And you can see right here, this is the unedited portion, so you can see that I had no issues whatsoever with that guy. And then as of right now, he's got himself a little Velcro switch, or Velcro strap, so you can pretty much mount this anywhere that he's going to want it. So just for kicks and giggles, we're going to pretend that he's doing everything right. He's going to be mounting it on the bottom side right there. He probably will end up in the future deciding to mount something a little bit more permanent. If he does decide to do an SBR, I highly recommend you get yourself a vertical grip. I know that MFT makes a lot of those that you can actually put the switches into. And this is just a quick and easy way to mount it, because he's probably going to end up changing it here in the future. So we're just going to mount it up right there on the bottom, and this is just a quick and easy way because he's probably going to end up changing it here in the nearish future, I would assume. It doesn't look pretty, but it's a gun. It doesn't have to look pretty. All it has to do is be useful. What's that red green always say? If the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you useful. Well, that's pretty much it. That's how you install a flashlight onto your gun. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty, the switch mount, but why go all out when you're just going to fix it here in a couple of days anyway. There will be a video on that here too. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll definitely be sure to get back to you. Here.
Bang, 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 bang. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Bullet, bullet gun.